Ladies and gentlemen, 2025 is officially over, and this has been a very special year for me as a creator on YouTube. And I was directly inspired by MKBHD's video that he recently put out talking about everything he did wrong in 2025 and where he wants to go in the future. I've never done one of these on the channel, but I want to get into it and I want to start doing something like this each year where we kind of look at the 2025 year in review, what happened on the channel, and where we're going to go from here. There's been a lot that has happened, like I mentioned. I think 2025 was the first year that this channel saw success outside of The Walking Dead. And I personally, as a creator, couldn't be any more happy about that and am excited for what that holds for the future because I'm going to be completely honest, YouTube is a place that it's very hard to do well and succeed on YouTube. It genuinely is. It's not as simple as just picking up the camera and just getting a video out and it doing well. It takes a lot of time. You got to get comfortable in front of a camera and all of that stuff. And you got to niche down. And one of the things that has been a growing concern and I guess pain point of mine over the years has been, do I really want to center my online presence, my content, and all of that stuff just around The Walking Dead? And the answer is a blatant no. It's just not, and it never has been. I've been saying, for those of you who have been on this channel for these last 3 years that existed, I've been saying all the time along that journey that this is not a Walking Dead channel. Unfortunately, it did kind of, over these past 3 years, that is the primary niche, and that will always probably be, in some capacity, the primary niche, just because it is. And I don't plan on ever abandoning The Walking Dead in any way, shape, or form. I still want to talk about it and all of that stuff, but 2025 was the year that I saw that I don't need to just do that on this channel, and I could talk about other shows. I could branch out and it still work. I will say I do think I have to shift a little bit of my strategy a little bit accordingly if that's going to be the case. I mean, algorithms and YouTube in general likes consistency. And one of the things I've noticed is because I don't only talk about The Walking Dead anymore and I've branched into things like Pluribus, Dexter, and all of that, whenever I go back to cover a show again, like let's say I do a run of Pluribus like just happened, and then I post a Walking Dead video. That Walking Dead video does terrible. And I think a lot of that, and you could see it in their first day metrics, is associated with YouTube's algorithms being a little confused at who to tailor that video for. So it's a little bit of an uphill battle in that regard to work with. But I will say I'm glad that this year has taught me I don't necessarily need to remain inside of the Walking Dead niche, I guess you could call it. Just because me personally, even though I'm going to talk about it, it's just not what fulfills me to talk about solely. I think this channel can do more than just that, and I think the way this brand, the way that Jerry's Takes is as a whole, is one that I could talk about a lot of different things, and it doesn't necessarily have to be TV shows, even though I do think it should be TV shows. I'd love to hear from you guys, your perspective on that. Either way, all in all, I am very glad to see that content other than The Walking Dead has had pretty strong success. Dexter's run was a very, very significant run for me, both in views, actually, honestly, as far as like from a financial perspective is concerned, I was surprised at how well it did during that run. But I think the thing is that was true with it. It was just a magnificent show. It genuinely was. It was fun to cover. It got a big community involved, and a lot of people liked to talk about it. And I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I could still crank out a ton of Dexter Resurrection content because I just genuinely thought the show was that good. So I'm glad to see that worked. I'm glad to see Pluribus worked on the channel, and I'm excited for that. But now, as far as looking into the future goes and all of that stuff, Well, actually, we'll come back to that in a second because I want to table that for one other thing. I want to talk about a couple flaws that I've noticed about myself and things that I need to improve that I've seen you guys talk about as well. One of the things is to, for me, is to not read and react to every single comment. I do right now read every single comment that you guys leave. Some of them are paragraphs, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, I don't usually sit through those unless unless like, I don't know. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, is the point I'm trying to make. I'll skim them a little bit more because paragraphs are long and I don't have a lot of time, but I do read every single comment in some capacity, whether it's skimming or reading, I read them all. And sometimes the comments from people who, the more negative comments, which I'm fortunate that I don't get a lot of, but the more negative comments, I sometimes tend to fight back a little bit on, and I shouldn't be doing that. That's not fair for anyone. That's not fair to myself. That's not fair to you. That's not fair to anyone. I shouldn't be doing that. So I think going forward, right now, I heart every single comment I receive, which is a lot of work. It's not easy stuff to do because I get hundreds of comments on a weekly basis. So it's not super easy to just read every single one of them and heart every single one of them. But also, that's caused a problem in and of itself, where if I'm hearting every single comment, even the bad ones, I think all input is input. But sometimes I've hearted things that I fundamentally disagree with, from like maybe a humanitarian perspective, or just I don't agree with the philosophy of something where it's bad. Like I've noticed I've hearted comments that are hateful comments, and that's not fair, that's not right, and I shouldn't do it. I've told myself I do it because people are commenting, whatever. The only times I've deleted comments like that, which I've had to delete a couple comments, but are if it's like actually very bad stuff, like bad stuff that shouldn't exist in a comment section. Not because I'm like a pussy or something like that. I'm like, I don't want that in my comment section. No, but more or less because if it's a damaging comment that should not exist, like hateful, threatening, things like that. Not hateful towards me, but hateful in general. The big things like that are the only ones I delete. But I found myself hearting things that I probably shouldn't. And I think because of that, I think I need to stop hearting all comments and only heart ones that have a genuine reason to be hearted. So I think going forward, that is something I'm going to be implementing on the channel. That's a big thing, for sure. And then also, I think in general, another thing that I need to work on is my scripting, especially of the videos for The Walking Dead's comics and things like that. I've noticed in those that I say a lot of things that are very repetitive. That I don't know how they don't pass me when I write it, but when I'm writing relatively quick. I'm just getting the thoughts out. And I noticed in the videos, especially there's been a couple recently where I'm watching and I'm like, I just keep saying the same, like, it's like the blank and the blank. Like, it sounds too stupid. It sounds too formulaic, and I need to change that. So going forward, I think I need to focus on finding a new way to write those videos to sound a little bit more natural, because a lot of these videos I film, I'm not using a teleprompter, I'm not reading off of a script, but for my The Walking Dead videos where I talk about something in the comments or in the comics or something like that, I have noticed that I do read like word for word what I wrote on the script and don't give it any soul. And that's not right. I shouldn't be doing that because I've noticed it doesn't sound right. It just sounds very robotic, and that just shouldn't be a thing. That's something that I think will always, there's never going to be a perfect channel or a perfect thing, but that's something I notice that pisses me off, and I've even seen comments about it. And you know, it's one thing if you're, you know, when you like look in yourself in the mirror and you're like, oh, I'm getting a little chunky, and then someone's like, oh, you're getting a little chunky, and it's like, fuck, you just confirmed what I was thinking. Like that's happened with these, because I think about it after I make the video, I'm like, oh, I don't like how I said that. I don't like why I said that thing. And then someone validates it in the comments, and I'm like, okay, I got to change that. So that's definitely something that I need to work on. As far as that goes, the only other thing I'd say that I should address here is people thinking my channel is a hate channel. Fuck you, I don't give a shit. Okay, there we go. That's all my things that I need to talk about. Like I've said multiple times, I say things how they are. If you have a problem with that, I don't care. I don't care. I say it how it is. If it offends you, sorry. I don't care. Like, it's whatever. I'm talking about a fucking TV show. Okay. So anyway, those are the things in general to address there. But now looking forward to 2026. We are in a weird time as far as The Walking Dead is concerned. Right now, The Walking Dead is virtually dead. There is a season 4 of Daryl Dixon on the way. I will 100% be covering that. That's the final season of the show. There is a season 3 of Dead City on the way. Don't know if that's going to be the last season. I don't know what's up with that show. But either way, I'll also be covering that on the channel. But that's not it. Right around the corner, we have From coming out, From season 4. You bet your sweet bippy and sweet bottom fucking dollar that I will be covering that show. It's one of my all-time favorite shows. I cannot wait for this season to drop. So excited about that. So you'll see that. You'll see The Boys on the channel. The Boys season 5 when that drops. You will 100% be getting that. I do plan on doing a Fallout Season 2 overall review, just talking about the season. And I know I let a lot of you guys down by not talking about Welcome to Derry. I have taken my sweet time watching it, even though I let you guys down by promising you guys that I would be covering it more. I will still be getting out a video on Welcome to Derry, 100%. I am now on the 6th episode of the show. And I have a lot of thoughts that I think I could say for a couple different videos, because I do like it, but it's also like the CGI is horrible. It's so inexcusably bad. So we're going to be talking about it pretty soon on the channel. So you could definitely expect From on the channel soon. You could expect The Boys. I know there's more that I'm forgetting off the top of my head. Obviously, Pluribus Season 2, but we have probably a couple years before that. Severance Season 3, we'll be talking about, and more. And I might experiment in 2026 with making videos about things not related to TV. I might. And I want to hear from you guys if that's all right with you, because I don't want to do that unless it has a place on this channel. If I'm going to talk about something, I think it should fit in line with the Jerry's Takes brand, in a sense, where it has to be an opinion-based thing on something. You know what I mean? It should fit that criteria. I'm not going to be fucking vlogging or anything on this channel. I'm just not. But, an idea of where I'd like to take that one day, and this is just me thinking out loud. I don't have this in plan, but it's something I've been thinking for a few years, is kind of the moist, critical Penguin Z0 style approach to things, where he talks about TV shows and he talks about movies, but he also just talks about other things that he has opinions on that he wants to get out. For years, since I've created Jerry's Takes, that's kind of where in my head I would like to take this channel eventually, but not in a way where it's just stark and boom, no more TV shows, nothing like that. But you might see this year me experiment with dipping my toes in the water of that a little bit. I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to replace the channel with that. I have no intentions of doing that. However, I might slowly start to inject that and just see the audience feedback about it, whether they agree with it, whether you guys agree with it or not. And let me know in the comments. I haven't done it yet, so let me know in the comments. Do you want to see that or do you not? Just trying to gauge your opinion on that. But yeah, so you could expect all the TV shows, all the hits, all the big ones, all the good ones, and plus maybe some more in there. So that has been my year in review. That has been what you should expect going forward. And at the end of this, I want to say one thing. Obviously, Happy New Year. But more importantly than that, I have never in my life, ever, been someone who has held a New Year's resolution. I don't fucking believe in that bullshit. I just genuinely don't. I think it's pathetic that you have to set a New Year's resolution for something. However, I do think you could set an outlook for the year. And I think the outlook for this year going forward is to dive into more creative expression. That's something I'd like to focus 2026 on being. I do not believe in setting a New Year's resolution. Like, for instance, if you tell yourself you're going to go to the gym on January 2nd, fuck you, you're not going to do it. Sorry, you're a fucking bum. I'm just saying that, and I have to be honest about that opinion. I know that's a strong take. I know you guys might not agree with it, but don't set a goal for a future. You're never going to do it. You're just never going to do it. If you vape, for instance, and you tell yourself, oh, I'm going to quit in January. No, you're not. You're not going to quit. If you tell yourself you're going to stop eating junk food in January, you're not going to do it. Don't be a pussy and put shit off. Fucking do it the moment you set your mind to it. I've never, ever, ever, ever been a fan of New Year's resolutions for that reason, because people feel like they can use it as an excuse to do their vices while they still have time to do it. Fuck that. That's a bullshit methodology, I should say. I hope you don't live your lives that way. Live your life right now, because you're going to die, and you could die tomorrow and you don't know. So that's all I have to say. That being said, I hope you do have a wonderful New Year's. For all of you guys, enjoy. And until the next video, I will talk to you later. Peace out.